If you followed my YouTube or Instagram page for any amount of time, you probably know that I've owned a couple of variants of this watch. Today we're looking at the GA-2110SU, and this is another one of their variants of the 2100 line. So I'll talk a little bit about the line of watches while I unbox it. There really isn't anything particularly special about the unboxing, but I figured I always show it, so I'll let you know what you get if you buy, but I'll talk a little bit about the line. So the 2100 line is actually a kind of recent phenomenon, and I think it was covered first by Hodinkee, and it just went absolutely crazy in popularity. I jumped early on it, and I bought the original black and white version of it, and if you're interested in that video, it's in my YouTube channel. And quickly after that, a whole scene kind of popped up of modding the watch. A case like the one shown here was made, and different variations of it came out in different colors, and I think it's obviously trying to imitate the AP Royal Oak, standard warranty card, standard box. And I actually bought into this. I bought the modding kit, and I wore it for a while, but I actually ended up selling both the watch and the kit simply because I didn't feel comfortable with the watch. I think it lost kind of its charm. Here's a tag. I think it lost kind of its charm, and I just found it a little weird that I was trying to make a $100 watch look like a $50,000 watch, you know? And I ended up selling it, and shortly after I saw they released some new variations of it. Here's a watch. So I'll continue with my story here. Again, if you want to see this in different colors, they are in my YouTube channel. And one of the new colors really popped up at me, and I liked the gray one. I ended up buying that one, and I owned that for a while, but at the same time, you know, this might be a little bit unpopular, but I didn't quite like the modding scene and how obsessed a lot of people got with it. I ended up selling it. As you can see here, I do have some of the G-Shocks, so I ended up just keeping those. But when this one came out, this variant, I have a soft spot for yellow and black, gold and black, these bright colors. And I kind of said, if the right one comes at the right price, I'll get it. And actually this one came in a trade. So it looks like I'm an owner of one of these again, and I think this might be the one that stays, mainly because of the color. Anyway, again, if you want to see any of those two videos, there are in my YouTube channel. Here's a case back. I don't believe there's anything different between this one and those. But one of the things I do like, small details like this, the G-Shock text is yellow. I think that's really a cool touch. So this has your usual G-Shock mode. Let's see if I can get it with the camera there. The digital display there can be changed to seconds and date, or day. You have your usual modes, your world time, your stopwatch, your timer, and your alarm. And back to time. Again, this is really kind of standard for any G-Shock. The price range of these are usually about $110 brand new, but there's been so many variants of it that you can catch these under $100. I've seen them sell for $90, $85. And again, there's nothing that I don't like about them. It's just they got such a cult following that I kind of just swayed away from it until now. And I really do like the colors here. The G-Shock and the bezel and the protection are yellow. That's a nice touch. And I'll see how this one takes some wear. My black one stood up pretty well. I tend to use these mostly for working out and playing sports, but we'll see how this one kind of holds up. So I brought out some other G-Shocks to kind of show the size. Here's a 5600 variant. It's really old. I think the battery might be dead on it, but just to show the size of it, as you can see, even this new yellow one is actually a little bit thinner. At least it appears to be. So that's a nice touch. And that's really one of the things I liked about these when they're not modded. They're very light, they kind of fit really well on the wrist, they're thin, and I think they're perfect for G-Shocks that tend to be on the thicker side. So when I modded it, I really didn't like it. It felt really heavy and kind of chunky and clunky, and that kind of ruined that one for me. But this one I'm definitely going to keep. I don't think I'm going to be modding this, and this will be a fun, bright, kind of like a statement watch. Here it is next to the Frogman. As you probably know, this is one of my all-time favorite watches. I have beaten this watch like crazy. I've owned this for maybe 6 or 7 years, and I've beaten it up. I've taken it everywhere, and it's my go-to beater watch. But I think I can alternate between these two. The size itself, the Frogman is quite a bit bigger, and we'll see this in the thickness. Oh yeah, look at that. That is crazy thick. So again, this 2100 here is going to be a good change of pace in terms of thickness and being on the wrist. As I'm sure you guys know, these 2100s do have a lume, but they're really not the brightest, and that's kind of to be expected. The indices are not lumed. It's just the hands. And while it's not much, it is kind of appreciated. It's nice to see that. Though it would have been nice if you could lume the indices around here. But again, at that price range, I really don't. It's not a surprise to me. It also has a backlight. Again, I believe it's kind of weak. Yeah. But ultimately, it does the job, you know? There's really no need for more than that. In low visibility, you do have the lume for the analog and the light for the digital. Again, that's really all you need. On the wrist, like I said, this one does wear really well. It's extremely thin, it's light, and really the colors just does everything for me here. If you want to check out my other videos, they are in the YouTube history here. Hopefully this is the one that stays, and I really do enjoy it.